Hey everybody! I'm Nikki Nee. I'm so excited to be on here today and get to meet everybody of our beautiful community. I'm also so excited to teach tomorrow, to share the method with you guys, and I'm even more stoked that it's Earth Day tomorrow, that I get to be with you guys. As you know, if you've been practicing the method with us, Kinergy is a huge part of Kinergy is about connecting to the elements within us, connecting to earth, connecting to water and fire and air and ether. And so I think it's a beautiful celebration that we get to have tomorrow with it being Earth Day. And what an important time it is for us to heal ourselves, because the earth is healing itself right now as well. And we really are so connected. So I just hope that you guys take time tomorrow on Earth Day to just really become more aware of what your imprint is on the world, and how we're taking care of Mama Earth that is so precious, and just being more conscious of our use of single-use plastic, and of just being able to do our part. Because it's not about really doing a ton of stuff. It's just about, the little things. And if we all collectively can do just a little thing, like, use a reusable water bottle instead of buying all these plastic water bottles, we can just help out the planet, So I just encourage you to take those little steps every day, and it's just about consistency, just making those habits so that we can honor the earth mother around us, the nature that reminds us of our nature, and the earth element that lives within us, because when we connect to that, we start to really feel grounded in who we are. We start to feel more safe, we feel confident, we feel independent, we have this connection to our tribe. So I hope that you guys feel me on that. And if you have any tips, I would love to hear from you guys as well on how we can just take care of our planet more. And yeah, I'm so excited to connect with you guys. Going live. How are y'all doing today? The sun is shining here in Los Angeles. I don't know what time of day it is for you. Where's everybody coming from? I see Italy is up on here. We got lots of friends from all over the world, which is so amazing. Thrifting, yes, thank you for that. Absolutely. Clothes, I know, are one of the biggest sources of climate change and of affecting the environment. So yeah, thrifting's a great tip. Thank you for that. We got UK, Arizona, Canada, Brooklyn in the house, Texas, oh my goodness, Netherlands, 8 p.m. So you're gonna be going to bed soon. In Scotland, sun is shining here too, amazing. Yes, it's such a beautiful day. We're just so, we're lucky to be alive and feel so grateful to get to be here. And even though in this weird time of self-isolation, it's really a time for self-realization, right? Like just being able to have all of this space to meditate and to do your daily practices and take care of yourself and take care of your family, and just have more time to do those things. All right, let's see. Where's Jules at? I think I'm doing this right. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Oops. I've done these lives before, but I feel like maybe I'm missing something. There we go.
There There we go.
Yay!
Hi, Mama.
Hi, love. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey, can everybody hear me? I'm outside and there's some gardening happening. Like, do like some hearts if you're good. Okay, cool. Perfect. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear
Yay.
me. Hi, everybody. Today is Tuesday and the sun is shining out here in LA, so I'm feeling really, really happy and getting all that like nourishment from just like yummy sunlight and just like the nourishment of the air. And I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Miss Nikki, who is one of our unbelievable guides. I know you guys have already been able to chat with her a little bit, but this is you're our fourth guide that we're introing, and this is so special because at the very beginning when we did this nationwide search for these guides, there was 30,000 people that came to the site. 500 went down to 500, then to 60, then to 18, and now we're here at 10, and these are our guides. So the fact that 30,000 people submitted and that there's 10 unbelievable humans, but we always said that we had to start somewhere, that those 30,000 people or the 775 people that are on here right now are going to be a part of Kinergy. We just have to start somewhere, and to be able to find these beautiful souls like Nikki, who just connected and were already on this path of transformation and self-discovery and had already been in this form of service of what they've gone through themselves, but now are contributing to the world. And so I'm just so grateful that we get to collaborate and co-create together. And I just want you to tell us a little bit about your background, like who you are, where you came from, maybe a little bit of your journey of how you became a yoga and meditation and Reiki healer, and how your pathway led to Kinergy.
Yeah. Oh goodness. So I'm born and raised in Southern California. So I really started my path, I think, through dance. It was definitely how I connected to myself first. And I was a professional dancer in Los Angeles for quite some time. And that was amazing and definitely filled a huge passion of mine. But it always kind of felt like, I don't know if this was like completely right. Like some things just weren't aligning in the way that I wanted them. And I always was feeling a little bit unworthy, or like not enough. Like it's such a difficult business to be in. The industry is just, not necessarily uplifting to everyone all the
Well,
time.
you're like kind of a background dancer for artists when you're your own artist, and so it's a hard thing to like push yourself and like have this like creative expression, and it's always in competition because and yet you just started to dance because you wanted to be expressed, right? And so then it becomes this competition, and you're like supporting someone else where you just want to be able to feel self-expressed too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You said it right. So I did that, and then while I was dancing, I started to get into makeup. I was a makeup artist for a little while, and that was really beautiful to just like bring out the authentic beauty in others through that, and allow them to feel just like empowered and gorgeous and beautiful for what they needed to do. And that also led me into getting into fitness. So I started teaching barre, and I taught group fitness from different things throughout LA. And that was another platform that I just loved doing because it was like me able to shine the light. Instead of like dance felt like it was about me, I felt like I was able to turn the light onto others. And it was like I got to share myself, but in that way it help other people to really feel like the best versions of themselves, feeling healthy, feeling strong, feeling fit. And then I was starting to find out that I was taking so much time on all of this external health and well-being, which is super important. We should be physically strong and fit and take care of ourselves like that. But I wasn't doing much work on my mental health, my mental well-being, and, you know, having moments of feeling anxious or feeling like I wasn't enough, or looking for validation and all of these outside sources that were not coming from me. So that's really what led me into my spiritual path through yoga. And so I was like, I'm going to Bali. I just feel it. I need to go.
Woo! I want to go to Bali.
Let's go to Bali, everybody.
I love it. Let's do it. Maybe you're not right now, but eventually.
Everyone stay home, but we'll get there. Yeah, that was just a huge, big pinnacle moment of my transformation, was taking that leap of, I don't think I want to be a yoga teacher, but like I feel like I need to do the yoga things. And that shifted everything. I was out in Bali for 7 weeks. I did my 200-hour yoga teacher training at the practice in Bali. And I think there's really where I fell in love with myself. And that was the best gift I could give myself at that time, was to just love me exactly how I was, alone, just trusting my voice, my instinct, my choices. And so that propelled me down this path. So when I came back to LA, I was not the same. And my teacher invited me to go back and to teach there where I studied. So I moved my ass to Bali. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I got to teach yoga. I got to study. While I was teaching, I lived right on the beach, so I'd ride my scooter with my surfboard every morning. And
I was gonna say, is that where you really learned how to surf, or did you already?
No, I had been surfing for like 7 years before that. I learned when I was really little. I was like 12 years old, on a family vacation. My mom's side's from Hawaii. So I was with my grandpa, and he like had all his like beach boy friends on the beach, and they taught me how to surf when I was like 12. But it didn't become, it was.
No, I was gonna say, that's one thing that I really wish that I could do. I'm like kind of okay, but not great.
We'll get you there, girl.
Perfect. I'm into
it. Yeah, so that I ended up being in Bali for a year and just soaking up all the goodness. And I was like, I need to bring this to LA. Like, my people need it there. I need to go back to my roots and share this, because everyone in Bali has it. People that go to Bali are already attracted to discovering that, and they have amazing teachers there to do that. And so I came back to LA, and it was crazy, because I was like, oh my gosh, I was living in a different city. I was not doing any of the jobs that I used to be doing. I was not a yoga teacher before in LA. And so it was like really figuring out how I was able to live my purpose back here. And a few months in, I was in a yoga nidra practice, so this like laying down meditation, and I was like really calling in like what my path is. What am I supposed to be doing right now? I was feeling very confused and lost and all of that. And I woke up to an email from my dance agent saying, hey, for your interest, if you want to check out this thing that Julianne's doing, Kinergy, go check it out. And I was like, full body yes. And I mean, really, the rest is history.
Oh man. Well, I love hearing about where you come from. And I was listening to reading some of the comments, and someone said, you know, it sounds like a lot of the Kinergy crew, they've had a lot of like similar experiences, and or like they've had feelings that are the same, like not feeling worthy, or feeling like, oh man, like it's really hard to feel validated. Why am I needing all of that from the outside source? And so going on this like personal journey. And it's true. I mean, I think like-minded people find like-minded people. And I always find that with vulnerability comes strength, or you find your strength within your vulnerability. And for us to be able to find a community where we can share our most like insecure like moments where we feel like, oh, is someone else going to judge me, or am I going to judge me? And to have none of that, and just to feel like, wow, I can actually have a safe place where I can unravel all of this stuff, so that it's not actually creating a charge and holding me in that place of almost giving like the insecurities more power, because you haven't
Yeah.
allowed it to just like move through you and talk through it and then let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Let it
Mm-hmm.
go, let it go,
Let it
right?
go.
So it's like, yeah, so a lot of our guides have had similar experiences, and that is because there is a courage and a willingness to move through this and let it go. So hopefully, just hearing Nikki's story, and Chanel and Devin and Tina, it's like, you're going to hear from a lot of other people as well, that like, it's about taking our experiences that have curated our lives over the last few years, and then just like untangling all of it. It's like life is about like unlearning everything you learned up to this point to come back to that like true essence. You said it, you quote it, that like the most authentic version of yourself comes from within, and like and that's, we have to find that within part and unravel all of it to get there. So yeah, so thank you for sharing your story and your vulnerabilities, and just having also the courage to actually say like, something's not right and I'm not happy living like this. I need to go and either go do something and like go to Bali and figure that out, or like just find my own spiritual path within. And you did both. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely
So
encourage everyone to do that.
yeah,
You
so
know, to
tell
take
us.
to take that leap of faith of just, yeah, deciding to change.
I love it. And that, there's a lot of like fear around change. And I always say like, you don't have to be afraid of change. Like change that mentality of like, less of the fear of change and more of the joy of transformation. And
Ooh,
how,
put that on a shirt.
bam, put that on a pillow, quote it up. Uh, but yeah, that idea that like, man, transformation is really fun and it doesn't have to be scary. I mean, it can be scary, but on the other side of fear is where your biggest breakthroughs happen. So thank you for sharing all of your beautiful insight. So just because this is obviously Kinergy and we're like launching with people digitally, which is so different, we wanted to have the human connection first, to have that like 1-to-1 or 1-to-30 interaction. But
Yeah.
now we're so lucky that we get to have 619 people on here and having these conversations. So what do you
Yeah.
think Kinergy has, I don't know, just like given you or helped you understand more about yourself, um, through either, whether it was teacher training or whether it's through having our community, or just how we push each other? Because trust me, we not everything is always hunky-dory like rainbows and butterflies. It's real shit, guys. So like, we fully call each other out on things, and it's not always easy, but that's like the healthy thing about this company and this movement, is that we're here to support our highest good. So sometimes that means calling each other out. But
Girl, yes,
so
for
yeah, so
sure.
what, I
I
mean, I'm
mean,
just talking about a bunch now, but tell us your experience of like, what is Kinergy to you?
well, just to tag off of what you're saying, that was one of the biggest gifts from Kinergy, is really just this community of people on the same wavelength, right? Where we can feel supported and we can feel seen, and I don't have to be always the best version of myself to feel like loved
Accepted and loved.
and
Yeah.
accepted, which I was realizing I didn't know I had a block of, like, that I didn't always want to show all of my arts, but in the darkness is where we get to really see where the light can shine into. So I think that having the support of, oh my gosh, teacher training was just so transformational with being with so many high vibrating people that were just like, yes, I'm open, I don't know what's happening, but like, serve it up, and I'm receiving it, and I'm willing to go there. I'm willing through the edges and the stickiness and the uncomfortable moments that we definitely were thrown into. You guys gave us quite the tasks to dive in deep and like look at all of our stuff and just openly share. So having the support of other humans is so powerful, and I desperately needed that. Leaving Bali and having my core group of people that I had built there, that I was so connected to, and felt that like-mindedness with. I was like, oh no, what if I can't find this back in LA? Like, it's such a weird city where sometimes it's hard to find those people. But I truly believe that anywhere, everywhere in the world, if you're showing up authentically, then those people that are on that same page are going to,
they're going to
like a
magnetize
magnet
towards you.
Yeah. So
Exactly,
that was,
magnet.
yeah, girl. So that was huge. That is such a gift, such a big part of that transformation, was having now all of my brothers and sisters and you guys to just guide us. And then another just like personal thing that I feel like I really was able to notice about myself through the teacher training, through those 3 beautiful, crazy, exciting weeks, was that I could give myself permission to be who I am. I realized that I'm a people pleaser and a very competitive within myself. Almost, I never thought of myself as a perfectionist, but I always strive to be like my best, show up as my best, and really being able to find out that I don't have to fit into this mold. That even though I respect my teachers and the tradition and all of the people that have inspired me, I don't need to be them in order to serve. And I feel like through the freedom that is Kinergy, I was able to start really expressing like my truth and what that felt like, and letting so much just pour out. And I mean, I'm a very sensitive and emotional person, so there was like so much tears, but tears of just joy most of the time, where it was just healing. So healing, I think, to allow ourselves to cry in a way that is healthy.
Yeah.
And
You know, one thing that I'm hearing you, and I feel this way too, is that, you know, in a leadership position, whether you're leading a class or guiding a class, or being a person of influence, say like we're on Instagram right now, there's 472 people listening right now, you know, and it's like, being someone who you're in a position of guidance or leadership, or you know, we can put our own pressure on ourselves, that we have to be superhuman and that we can't make mistakes, and that because I'm trying to teach, you know, like teach from a place of authenticity and connection and goodness and light, doesn't mean that I don't have dark moments, and doesn't mean that I'm maybe in a really bad place. But at the same time, if you come from the truth of that, then it gives other people permission, and not that they need permission, but if they feel they do, then they feel that, you know, like everybody is on the same equal playing field. Like nobody is higher. We all have something to learn. And I will say through teacher training, even though we were guiding and teaching and going through the teacher training, I learned so much, and I had my own transformations because of all of you. And I think that is like, that's the biggest thing, hopefully, that you guys are taking here too, is that like, if you're in a position of leadership, or in your household, if you have children or whatever, you know, just because you have that platform to lead doesn't mean you have to put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect. because that is not sustainable and just we're not perfect. We are human. So, so I love that you are just, I don't know, just feeling like you can just be totally you and authentically you, and you don't have to teach like me or like Chanel or like your teachers in Bali. Like, you have your own unique special gift that you are personally giving, and only you can give that because it's coming from you, and you're so special. Everyone's so special, but you're so special. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So what are you doing right now to help you connect and feel sane during this time? And how are you connecting with other people so that you feel like you personally have connection with others as well? What are you doing?
Well, I'm very committed to my daily yoga practice. So that's the first thing. I start my day early in the morning, around 6 in the morning. I'll get up and so that I have time for myself to do my practice. And that is a lot to do with meditation and breathing
Mm-hmm.
and moving as well. So that's how I will start my day. And I've noticed that, there's times where we like slip up a little bit and maybe we're not doing all the things that we know we should be doing, especially when we're really busy and we're just like trying to survive. But right now I have so much more space. And so it's like, there's really no excuse to not be, um, doing the practices that are, that help to ground me and give me balance. So that's a big part of my mornings.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been having so much fun connections with all the Kinergy people of doing all of the lives and the
Mm-hmm.
classes. And as much as I love the structure and the preciseness of the tradition of the yoga, of the Tantra Hatha yoga that I practice, the freedom of expression that I gain from Kinergy is such a great balance for the two, where it's one thing is like very linear and then this can be so much more, I feel like, boundless in a way. Yeah. So those are two things that definitely are keep me sane.
I love that you said
And
that too, really quick, because
mhm.
you know, a lot of people are like, oh, is this Kinergy? Is it like you know, just you do this for your workout all the time, or does it in replace of meditation? Is it a church? Like all these things. Like, what is
Yeah.
Kinergy? But Kinergy, no, it is not a church. It's not a religion. Kinergy is whatever it means to you, you know. And I love that you said that you have yoga, which is more linear and structured and gives you that foundation and that structure for your practice. But then maybe Kinergy feels more of a like full expression, and I think that the whole key with Kinergy in general is finding what matches your body, what feels good to you, and
Mm-hmm.
embracing it. And I think, like, for me, I've been in this space and time as well. um I've been really focusing on still meditation because I'm constantly moving and I always feel super expressed, and that's how I feel alive, right? And when I feel still, I feel dead. And then I'm like, okay, well, those are two polar extremes. If I'm going to feel super alive, the pendulum swing is going to have to go to the other side, and I'm going to feel like, you know, really still and really dead and not alive and numb and, you know, all the things, right? The negatives. But actually, feeling completely expressed can be really wild and risky and dangerous, and then feeling really still can be nurturing and quiet and peaceful. And so finding the polarities and the positives and the negatives of both, and then like the charge that you feel on both sides, being able to bring them together where it actually just feels, again, more whole, where there's a balance and a harmony and not so polarized. That's
Mm-hmm.
why, sorry, you got me really excited about that, because that yoga is so specific and Kinergy is specific too in its own right. But to be able to blend and mesh, that's what the whole philosophy is about, is like taking what works for you and and finding what your body, what your psyche, what your expression feels, the space between, right? So
Yes. I saw that too. It's totally the space between. And yeah, just being able to, I think, know what you need when you need it is so important. And we always have this choice, right? So if these days, if you are, have more space than normal, like we have a choice. We can binge Netflix all day, or we can do our practice, we can dance, we can play an instrument, we can read a book, like, and not that either one is good or bad, wrong or
right or
right,
wrong, yeah.
but it's like, how do you want to feel today? And I know I feel way more vibrant and like good and energized side of my bike when I'm, being able to do something in those ways, then I know if I go and watch Netflix, like, not that I don't ever do that, but I know that I don't always feel very like inspired after. Well, that's not to say. I've watched some really inspiring things on Netflix. Watched some good things. But if I did that all day long or late into the night, like, and I can't wake up and feel like good the next day to do something, then I just know that that effect isn't really how I want to step into my day. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just really being able to choose that, like, you get to decide in every moment, like, who you're going to be.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, like, even just on that note, like, maybe we can take some questions if you guys have some. Tiger King, someone said. I definitely watched that. But yeah, let's
I couldn't get
ask
into
some
that.
questions. You can't. I mean, I don't know. I started and I had to finish. So like for me, I watched a movie last night and it was amazing. It was a really good movie. It was actually a recommendation from Jessica Chastain. Her stories she put out. It's the Portrait of a Woman on Fire, and it was really good. It's a French film, and like it was hard for me because I don't usually like gravitate towards subtitled movies, and I watched it and I was totally locked in. It was so beautiful, and that was super inspiring. But then I'm like, okay, that's enough for me for the next couple days. That was a big commitment, and it kind of like spins you off into another side. And so one of the questions that I saw in here was, sometimes it's hard to know what you need. And girl or man, I don't know who that was, but I raised my hand to that because it is hard to know what you need. It's hard to know what you want. It's hard to know what is the right thing for you to do, especially when you're in your head and you're in your own suffering, right? So the whole point of Kinergy or these rituals or these meditations or whatever helps you connect to you, that's when you can find that clarity. So
Yeah.
Kinergy is really fun. It helps you work out. It helps you do certain things. But at the end of the day, it really just helps you connect to yourself so that there's space where you've surrendered your mind to your body, because your body doesn't lie. Your body knows what it needs. Your body knows what it wants. Your head is the one that tells you all sorts of delusional thoughts. And so when you can connect to yourself, which is what Kinergy is all about, then you can really find that peace and that like trust within yourself of what you need and what you want in life. So yeah. Any other questions, guys? I'm really curious about the elemental constitution. How do I find my own? So we're going to be putting that out soon. So go to kinergy.com, sign up. We're putting this all together now because, again, this was such a different business model than what we had planned to roll out. So give us a little bit of time, but we're going to start giving you guys more information on that soon. Anything else? Other questions?
I see that it said Kinergy following Ayurvedic philosophy, and I know you're chatting with Mona later.
Yes, I am.
And then I saw you make kitchery last night, which I was like, yes, girl.
Yes, I did. Yeah, the Ayurvedic traditions are amazing, and that's the thing too, is that like finding the different modalities from the Eastern and the Western cultures, and like just again like trusting and finding what works for you. And these ancient teachings and philosophies, I mean, they've been around for so many years because they work, you know? And like, I think in Western culture, we've really found an interesting solution. And I don't want to get political here, but like, of like foods that aren't real, you know? It's like, what are we eating? and so, and like, and by the way, I just am starting to learn about this over the last few years because it's what we know. So we shouldn't be hard on ourselves either for not knowing, and that this is what we've done because it's how we've been taught. And so it's more just educating on what else there is versus what we're just focused to believe in. So yes, Ayurvedic traditions are filtered in through Kinergy, etc.
Absolutely. Ayurveda is all about balance, and it's like that's how we are able to know what we want is when we know what's throwing us off balance, that's going to cause the disease. So
yeah,
I think the more that, we do if you're doing something like Kinergy or meditation where you're like connecting inward and you're really feeling that that truth of who you are, it's a little bit easier to navigate your way out of the imbalances when those are happening.
100%. What about this, Nikki, for you? What are 2 things that you would recommend adding into your morning routine?
Ooh, 2 things. Okay. Oh, can I give 10? No. Okay.
Totally.
Scrape your tongue. If you don't want to already scrape your tongue in the morning.
Ooh.
When we sleep, we build up a lot of toxins that come out through our mouth, and so we want to get those out. And then the next thing is to drink warm lemon water. And I know you've been advocating this as well. I know so many people put coffee into their bodies first, and it's like so hard on your digestive system. And that's really, our gut is where our health really thrives from. So if we're not taking care of that first thing in the morning, like whatever choices you make afterwards, like at least you started your day with firing up the enzymes in the digestive tract, drinking that warm lemon water so that you rehydrate yourself after your night's sleep, and just try to get that pH balance back into the body. Totally. I think those are 2 really important things. And if I could add one more, it would be do some breathing, like do some conscious breathing.
Mm-hmm. I actually was on my best friend Maud Hurst's Instagram the other day, and she interviewed Wim Hof. I don't know if you guys know
Yes,
Wim Hof.
I saw that.
Yeah, and so for the last 2 days, I've been doing his breath because he just did it on the Insta Live, and so I started doing that. And I've always done breath work, but I was like, let me just try his philosophy and his method for a little bit and see how I'm feeling. And you guys, I feel high as a kite, but also like at one point, like literally I'm not even breathing. So like you breathe in through your mouth, and then you don't let all of your air out of your mouth. You just do a little bit and then breathe fully in and then let it go, fully in, let it go. And then at the end, you just let it go. And then you're literally not breathing because your body is literally all the oxygen that it needs. It's reworking. And it's actually, especially right now with like, virus and corona and all that stuff, you want to actually be able to get rid of those toxins and everything. And breath is the best way that you can do that. All the different ways that you excrete toxins, get rid of toxins,
eliminate.
There we go. Eliminate toxins. The best way is through breath. And it's the most detoxifying thing that you can do out of all the ways that we eliminate toxins.
And I mean, the breath is so important in Kinergy as well, because I also think it's so related to our nervous system and then to our mind. Mm-hmm. So as we learn to shape our breath, we start to shape our thoughts, and we don't have to be a slave to our crazy monkey mind. And we slow the breath down, the mind starts to slow down. We start to fill it up with more oxygen, then we can feel that vitality and feel our immune systems thriving. And that's, we need that right now. We need to be taking care of ourselves as much as we can.
Absolutely. So is there anything that you would want to just share with the Kinergy community, whether it's more about who you are, what you want to contribute to the world, or even if you want to take us through like a little breath work or something? I don't know, anything that you would want to contribute and let the Kinergy community know.
Oh, yeah, let's do a quick little, I think, breath, because I know right now what I'm hearing from a lot of my clients and my friends and people that I'm connected to is that we're all like really in that fear mode. We're all like in that fight or flight part of our nervous system, part of our brain, where we're just like survival, which is not a great place for our body to heal. And so in order for us to heal, we need to be in the parasympathetic nervous system. We need to be in that rest and digest so that we can do what our body naturally knows how to do, which is heal itself. So a really great breath that is so simple that we can all do, we'll do it for, like, let's do like 7 rounds or something, is just belly breathing. So wherever you are, if you just take a seat and then you can put one hand on your tummy and then sit up nice and tall. So whenever we're doing breath work, we want to have our spine long. Yep, breath on your belly, your cute little tummy. And then lengthen the spine and feel free to close your eyes down just so that you can take out any of the other distractions and you can just start moving your attention inward. And then go ahead and breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe in through your nose, drop your breath down into your pelvic bowl so that hand on your belly expands out away from your spine. And then as you exhale, feel the navel draw back towards the spine, a little bit of toning in the abdominals. And then really relax the belly as you inhale. Fill it up even lower than you think you can. And then exhale, draw the navel slightly back and up. And then again, as you inhale, filling it up, breathing deeply. And then seal your lips as you exhale. And really try to slow that breath down so that with each inhale, you can fill the belly. And then with each exhale, you can just let it deflate slowly, seamlessly. And then take out any roughness in the breath so it's nice and smooth as you fill up and nice and seamless as you exhale, as you empty out completely. And let's just take one more inhale into the belly, filling up with this energy, this prana, this life force. And then as we exhale, just releasing, letting go of the toxins, the negativity. And then you can just slowly start to come back. And that's just a beautiful breath to do at any time of the day, just to return back to you, to start slowing things down and giving yourself a moment to let go of all the craziness that's around us.
Just breathe.
Just breathe, you guys.
Just breathe. I love it. Well, Nikki, thank you so much. And a couple of little things. Nikki is going to be teaching on Kinergy tomorrow at 11 a.m., the 15-minute class. And she's an incredible guide, you guys. Like, when I listen to her, she just has such good information. We all have different guiding techniques and styles, and I'm like, wow, I'm like constantly screaming and stuff like that. And one thing that I love so much about Nikki is that I feel so safe. I feel so guided, like step by step. You really just explain the mechanics, the science, the how. And so I really appreciate your guiding style and technique, and I cannot wait for everybody to experience your class tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's Pacific time. And then also there's a little guide intro video that's on Kinergy right now. So when we get off of this, you can see Nikki's beautiful intro of who she is and just see how she expresses herself. So I just want to say thank you guys so much again for just being a part of Kinergy and our community. And again, like, we're here for you. You guys are here for us. but also be there for each other. You know, if you guys are finding a way to connect and communicate with each other, that's how you really create a community, is reaching out to each other. So I just appreciate you guys so much. And Nikki, I love you so much. I can't wait to take your class tomorrow.
Love you, Jules.
Love
Thank you
you.
so much,
I'm going
everyone.
to
Thank
sign off,
you.
and you can keep talking if you'd like, but I'm going to
Okay.
sign off. Love you guys.
All right, baby. Love you. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to be taking over the Kinergy Instagram for the rest of the day. So if you have any more questions about what we talked about or anything else that you want to know, hit me up on Kinergy and I will get back to you guys, let you know all the things. So thank you. Have a beautiful day. And it was so nice connecting with you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow at 11 for some Kinergy. Yeah. Earth Day. We'll celebrate the earth within us and around us. I cannot wait. All right, people. Take care.